From across the nation and around the world, for Pacifica Headlines, I'm Jesse Lent. A ship carrying aid to Gaza departs from Stockholm, Sweden yesterday, just a couple of weeks after Israeli forces arrested 422 people from 41 countries from the global Samud flotilla in international waters as they attempted to reach Gaza with desperately needed humanitarian aid. The flotilla's organizers say there were, quote, at least 15 cases of sexual assault, while other detainees say they were beaten and mistreated, several of whom were forced to be hospitalized. The crew of the newly departed Handala II vessel says they are carrying humanitarian supplies for Palestinians to break the Israeli blockade on the enclave. Footage and reporting by Al Jazeera. President Donald Trump stated in a post on Truth Social yesterday that Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to dial back fighting after he spoke to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the phone and to Hezbollah representatives through mediators. Israeli military forces recently made their deepest incursion into Lebanon in over 25 years. Trump said there would be no Israeli troops, quote, going to Beirut, and that those on their way, quote, have already been turned back. He added that Hezbollah had, quote, agreed that all shooting will stop, that Israel will not attack them, and they will not attack Israel. Yet, the fighting has continued. At least 4 people were killed today in the latest round of Israeli attacks in southern Lebanon, according to the country's state-run national news agency. The agency reports that the death toll in yesterday's attack on Jabal Amel Hospital in Tyre, Lebanon, has risen to 4 people, with 50 people injured. There was reportedly significant damage to the hospital wards. Israeli warplanes also hit the Lebanese Civil Defense Center in the town of Kfar, and the city of Nabatea was subjected to an air raid. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has also ordered attacks on the southern suburbs of Lebanon's capital, Beirut, in direct defiance of President Trump. Soon afterwards, traffic jams were reported on roads out of the suburbs as thousands tried to flee to safety, according to Al Jazeera. Yesterday, Stefan Dujarric, the spokesman for UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, voiced grave concerns for the escalating crisis in Lebanon, footage courtesy of France's AFP news agency.
We are deeply alarmed by the escalation in military activities across southern Lebanon and beyond. Israeli warnings of imminent strikes on Beirut's southern suburbs are deeply concerning and have heightened fear and uncertainty among the population in Lebanon. We reiterate that civilians and civilian infrastructure must not be targeted. We urge all actors to respect the cessation of hostilities and avoid further escalation. We condemn all the loss of civilian lives.
According to Lebanese authorities, more than 3,370 people have been killed in the country as a result of Israeli attacks since March 2nd, when Hezbollah allegedly attacked Israel in support of Iran after U.S. and Israeli strikes began on February 28th. The Israeli government says 24 of its soldiers and 4 civilians have been killed in the same period. Iran has not responded to a proposed framework agreement from the U.S. to end the ongoing war and closure of the Strait of Hormuz, according to Iranian state media. Discussions on the final text are continuing in Tehran, an unnamed source close to the Iranian negotiating team told the Mehr news agency, as the U.S. and Israel's war on Iran enters its 95th day. 2 people were shot yesterday in the central Kenyan town of Nanyuki amidst a major local backlash against U.S. plans to establish an Ebola isolation center at a military base nearby, according to the BBC. Yesterday, hundreds of demonstrators marched through the town, blocking roads and burning tires, with police firing tear gas to disperse the crowd. The U.S. plan to establish an Ebola treatment facility in Kenya has sparked public concern about cross-border infection risks. Kenya has not recorded any Ebola cases so far. Local resident Susan Wignari told the AP that it was the fact that the average citizen had no say in the matter that was the reason for the protest.
We want to tell the president he cannot be making such a decision to people of Kenya without even considering what will be the effect of what they are doing. So we, the people who are surrounding this area, and specifically Laikipians, we reject with the strongest terms the building of quarantine facility in Laikipia County.
Those are the latest Pacifica headlines for the Pacifica Network. I'm Jesse Lent.